Okay, my friends, we are back to session number 5. Our chapter title again, in chapter number 5, title, Understanding Business Level Strategy. Our module code, just to remind you, ST106, and module name, Strategic Management, and we are in Master of Business Administration course, and again we carry on with part number 2 of chapter number 5. At the beginning, after we make it, or after we made the break, we carry on, and just to remind you, we introduce the meaning of business level strategy, and we start searching what are the main generic competitive strategies. This is very important for your final exam. Again, just to remind you, especially for people who listen to me now offline, this is very important issue, that this chapter is very important for your final exam, and for your general life. Every day, all of us, we are negotiating with sellers, vegetables, fruit, shoes, clothes, cars. Every day we are struggling with companies, with sellers and suppliers. And I just remind you, do you remember Porter 5 forces? I will draw it. Porter 5 forces. Five forces, right? Existing rivals, new entrants, bargaining power of suppliers, bargaining power of customers, and substitutes. 5 main forces struggling together, fighting together, right? So you are, let's say, negotiating with companies, negotiating with sellers, with buyers. All this life we are struggling every day, and have discussion and debate about our products and service. At the same time, companies try to achieve its target and get the highest market share, reputation, brand name, etc. Companies, they have specific targets and objectives, right? Companies, they got specific targets and objectives. So we discussed in chapter number 5, part number 1, what are the main generic competitive strategies that company follow to penetrate, to enter markets, locally or internationally. So we just remind you with this drawing. So here we have wide market, and here we have focused market, or let's say general market. Here we have cost leadership strategy. We are using cost leadership strategy for focused market here. And here we have differentiation. And in the first session, we talk about cost leadership strategy and differentiation. Cost leadership strategy means to be the lowest and keep going with and remaining the lowest market producer and distributor with the lowest cost. However, not all producer or customers, they want low cost with low quality, maybe, right? Because low cost at the same time with lowering cost and lower quality. So there is differentiation. People want to feel unique. People they want here to and they should be willing to pay more. Do you remember this? I gave you an example that you want to buy a very nice and smart and good modern, or let's say not good, modern car. So you have to be willing to pay more than usual, than others, to feel you are unique. And this car shouldn't be used or commonly used by another competitors or another customers. To feel unique and to feel you are different, different from other let's say customers. Here we have another strategy at narrow level, narrow here, wide and grade 1. Here narrow market, focused market is focused cost and focused differentiation. Differentiation. So let's see what is this one here. What is focus strategy? Or let's start with combination strategies. Before we go to focus strategy, combination strategies. And here is a good question for you. Read the following question. Can forms of competitive advantage be combined, bringing together cost leadership with differentiation? A good question. Porter said, you are in danger. You are in danger your life, in danger your position. And it's very difficult to achieve this. Only maybe few companies they do this. Trying to attempt competitive advantage by combining lower cost, by lowering cost and with differentiation, it's really difficult. To be all things to all people can mean becoming stuck in the middle. All things to all people mean stuck in the middle. So don't do this only if you are really able to do this. Only if you have capabilities and you are strong enough to do this. Okay, very good. So, Ryanair, companies like Ryanair and Southwest Airlines. They do this. Instead of having, let's say, 50 seats, they make it, for example, they make it 80 seats. Here. No spaces between seats. They make it closer, and they increase the number of travelers over their flight. Right? The company has been able to reduce costs, not assigning sitting, right? Eliminating meals. Okay. Some people, they don't like these meals and meat on a flight. So no drink and no meat and other sandwich or whatever. They eliminate this. Stop this. Not that tasty food. Its fare have been low enough to attract significant number of passengers, allowing their airline to succeed. They use as well. They use what we call. Just remind me, please. Online ticketing, electronic ticketing. No offices for ticketing. Online ticketing. So they reduce this cost. No extra office and employee for ticketing. Just online ticketing. They have system of online ticketing, and that's it. No more offices worldwide, and no more employee and staff costing them a lot. Excellent. So this is, as Porter said, it's combination of strategies. But don't do it if you are not able and you trust your experience and you have enough capabilities, and you should be innovative and creative. Yes, guys? You should be creative and innovative. Let's go ahead to focus strategy. The generic strategies of course leadership and differentiation are oriented toward industry-wide recognition, called niche or segmentation strategy. Now, it's not, we don't focus on wide range of people, wide range of, or wide and huge industry or market. We only focus on what? On specific area and specific segmentation. Involves concentrating on a particular customer, product line, geographical area, channel of distribution, stage on production process or market. Right? So we are concerned about particular customer, geographic area, channel of distribution, and market niche. It's appropriate for small, aggressive business that do not have the ability or resources to engage in nationwide marketing efforts. So some companies They don't have that wide and huge or wide range of capabilities and abilities and resources, right? So they focus only on what? On a specific area or specific segmentation, a geographical area, distribution channel, a production process, or a product line. Understood? Understood, guys? Okay, have you got any query or question? Time to time, please make some notes, write down your notice, and you are very welcome to discuss it with you online, because this recorded session, offline session, should be listened, and you have to hear it before we start our online modules, online session. However, it's nice strategy and important one, especially for that aggressive companies, especially small companies, still have some potential difficulties narrowing of differences between limited market and the entire industry. Rivals can copy your strategies. Market size is another problem. Pursuing focus strategy. Another potential danger for firms is that competitors will imitate you and follow you. That competitors will follow you. Right, guys? Okay, very good. So at this moment we finish the main generic competitive strategies. We conclude at the end of this chapter. We will conclude what we talk about: generic competitive strategies, focus strategy or niche one, cost leadership strategy, and differentiation. Don't forget at all, please. Memorize it, keep it in mind. And actually, all of us, we are facing and we are dealing every day in market with this strategies, and we negotiating with this strategies. Okay, let's go ahead and finish to go to the end of our chapter number 5, and discuss what is the critical success factor. What are the main critical success factors of your company? They are activities required for ensuring the success of your business. The success of your business have been used significantly to present or identify few key factors that organizations should focus on to be successful. Just to remind you, this is not KPI, not key performance indicators, not key performance indicators are elements that are vital for strategy to be successful. Again, critical success factors, activities required for ensuring your success, elements that are vital for your strategy to be successful. KPI are measures that quantify management objectives and enable the measurement of strategic performance. Right? So we compare between KPI and key success factors Critical success factors, KPI, are measures that quantify management objectives and enable the measurement of strategic performance. Got it, guys? Please read it again. Keep it in mind again. Then we will have a discussion about this online in our online discussion. For example, KPI, number of new customers, easy one. Good. Number of new customers, quantity of products, quantity of sales. However, critical success factors, for example, installation of a call center for providing quotations. Get it? Easy one? Easy one, guys? Very good. So, there are a quite difference between KPI and CFS, sorry. It can be clear from the training and education, staff orientation, communication to improve quality and continuous improvement. Staff orientation, quality data and reporting, all this can be critical success factors, activities that help to ensure your success. What is core competency? What is core competency? Is a unique skill or technology that creates distinct customer value. Is a unique skill or technology that creates distinct customer value. Okay. For instance, core competency of Federal Express. Do you know Federal FedEx? It's very important. It's very very nice international company for mail and packaging worldwide, and sending package worldwide, which is famous with this name. FedEx is logistic management. Its core competency. The organizational unique capacities are mainly personified in the collective knowledge of people as well as the organizational system. Resources and capabilities are the building blocks upon which an organization create and execute value-adding strategy. Resources and capabilities that are the building blocks upon which an organization creates and execute value-adding strategy. Again, I repeat again, just to remind you that execute value-adding strategy. So, as you can see from this figure, look at the following figure. We have resources here. Resources. We have capability, integration of team of resources together. Now the question. Does it meet criteria of sustainable competitive advantage? So, if this capability produce this and sustain this, it will become core competency and the strategic capability. If this gives sustainability However, capability, if we answer no, it becomes only capability, not core competency, a non-strategic team of resources. Only just let's say technical or functional or supporting resources. But if it's achieved sustainability and sustainable competitive advantage, it becomes core competency and core competence and strategic. Consider strategic capability. Consider strategic capability. Hope everything is okay so far, so good. We can say that's the end of chapter number 5, part number 2. At the end of each chapter, there are some reference here. Sorry, references here. Some reference, please. Try to get back. Try to get back to this reference. References here down. They are interesting and nice to see. Nice to read. Here this one is only one here, not the two. Just to correct it. Yes. Health Care Organization, John Wiley and Son. Okay. As at the end of each chapter, we provide you with a case study. Let's get back to the case study. Yes, here. Yes. Case study number 5, Al-Masri Paints Company. Al-Masri Paints is one of the leading local companies in Syria, which aims mainly to produce paints with high level of quality that is in line with international standards. That is in line with international standards. The company has adopted policies to ensure the highest professional standards for safety and emission control, and to work to reduce environmental impact, along with commitment to provide employment, training, and rehabilitation opportunities for highly qualified and highly skilled national employees. I do hear about it. It's very famous one in Syria for painting. I don't know about you if you do hear about it in Syrian in Syrian history. Okay, so please, I ask you please to using the internet and companies' records and library sources, study there is a problem. Study Al-Masri company and identify the following. Describe the company main products, analyze the company's generic strategies and its main advantage and disadvantage of each one of the followed strategy. So for me, I don't know enough information about Al-Masri main strategic its main generic strategy. You have to identify it through your analysis, through your references, you're using the internet and company's records and some interviews. You can tell what is the main strategy that is followed by Al-Masri painting company. Identify the company's critical success factors. Conduct SWOT analysis. Analyze the company core competency. Right? Please don't forget this. Pay attention to this issue and try to collect as much as you can data about that company and analyze its position. Analyze the company core competency, SWOT analysis, the critical success factors, generic competitive strategy, and generic strategies. Okay, guys, at the end of this chapter, I do thank you very much for your attention, and keep listening with us. And just to end with the chapter summary, we introduced the concept of business level strategy. We found the many generic competitive strategies that companies can choose. The critical success factors were studied. Critical success factors that followed or that adopted. What the make of what are let's say the core competencies that is adopted at this company and mastery painting, and we ask you to collect data and information about that company. We ask you to collect data and information about that company from the internet, company records, and some interviews and sources, different sources. So it's your duty till we meet online. Try to prepare this case and think about it. It's homework for you for the time being to practice and make training on it. That's all for today. For this chapter, I mean, and for today, for this chapter number 5, we are at the end of chapter 5. We mentioned the references, and this is the end of chapter number 5, understanding business level strategy. Thanks again for keeping keep listening with us, and we will move and go ahead to chapter number 6, and we're going to talk about strategic choices over two sections as well. From me, I'm here, Majd Sarkour, Associate Professor of Strategic Management. That's all, and thank you very much again. And take a break, and carry on with us in the second for the second chapter number 6 again. Goodbye.